Honey, wake up, LSS Keynote just dropped. We've got some absolutely insane news, so let's go ahead and talk about it. Jumping all the way to the beginning of the keynote. This one was a bit of a banger. It was a shorter one, and I think the reason it was shorter was because they've already announced the set that is going to be coming out, so they just teased a couple of cards from it. I will be honest, I expected a new Armory deck to be announced. I really hoped for a new Armory deck to be announced, and I was crossing my fingers that it was going to be Kasai, but it was not announced because they had some other stuff to talk about. First of which was that the next Pro Tour is going to be in Yokohama, Japan, April 9th to 12th, and apparently there's going to be something that they're doing at this event that they have never done at a Pro Tour before. Nevertheless, if you are on that side of the world or you're looking to head to that side of the world, this might be a good reason, as my dog barks at the birds in the outside, because my dog does that. But I'm not going to let that deter me because they talked about the full slate of events here. I just want to say, this is perhaps the coolest Pro Tour that they are currently running, this one in Singapore, because they're doing this very special sealed deck like promo events. And it's not just one promo like they've done in the past where you get a promo and then you can do the event again later, like the next day, and get the same promo. No, they're doing the Syndra, they're doing the Victor, and they're doing the Kasai Beach promo set, and I love that. I know some people, maybe not as big, but I am a beach person through and through, and I legit finally did the thing that some people do where they like sponsor someone to go play in the event for you at the actual event so that you can get the Kasai. I did that. I am getting that Kasai because I want that so desperately. Something else they're doing that's brand new is they're doing foil playmats now. So if you wanted to foil out your deck, you're not actually complete now that you've foiled out your deck. You now have to get a foil playmat as well. I would love to see them do foil playmats going forward. I messed around with a foil playmat like, I don't know, 4 years ago. 3 or 4 years ago, and it was like okay. It was like an okay foil playmat, but that was like the technology of 3 to 4 years ago. The technology is definitely advanced at this point. I would love to see this in person to see how it actually functions. Apparently, the foiling is just on the World Tour symbol, which makes sense because when I did, dabbling with a company that did playmats that were in foil, it was a spot foiling, and it was the more you put on it, the less I think good it looked. That was my belief after I went through the process. The less you put on it, the more simple the design was, the better the foiling actually popped. That was all subjective, but that's what it looks like it's going to be. I would love for them to continue doing this, and I think it would be really cool if they did more of these sparingly at major events like they're doing this one. This, by the way, you can get by meeting up with James at the meet and greet sign-in and talking with him, which is kind of hilarious because I realized this. James White has done these meet and greets at like all major events that he's been at. I have never once actually made it to the front of a line for one of those. I've literally never gotten James White to sign anything personally in front of me, which is so funny because I actually did plan on doing that one year, and then the line just ended before I actually got up there. So, I guess that's a thing that I should have planned out. But, if you're there at the event or in the future, hopefully they do this going forward. He's literally signing foil playmats, giving you a foil playmat, and then also sharing a mocktail with you. This is like this is the perfect event for summer. It's just so good. I appreciate the Singapore design for this event. Like Trevor Baker hit it out of the park designing this event. It's so fun. Also, there's apparently it's Pallades. Pallades, is that what he said? I was saying Pleiades because that's what it is, but Rachel Stoddard as Pleiades, which is pretty cool. Yeah, there it is. Just hang out with James White, drink a mocktail, and get a foil playmat signed, which I think is so fun. They're doing the beach party. They talked about that, but this is all stuff that they've already talked about. They talked about some of the products that they've already talked about as well, including Smash Palace, which is coming pretty soon, actually. They talked about the Armory Deck Legends, which I'll let play out for just a second. Armory Deck Legends is on the way. They talked about, they showed off the little spoiler here of Mastery Pack Guardian, which is very soon. I mean, it's August 8th, in stores on August 8th, so we're like under a month away from Mastery Pack Guardian. Guardian's getting a little bit of a buff is a great thing. And then, of course, there's the Smash Palace. They also showed a spoiler of a card from the Armory deck for Pleiades, which we're going to probably jump to. But here's the big thing. If you're wondering what like toughness and confidence and things like that were, toughness was shown off. At the start of your opponent's turn, destroy this, then the next action card you defend with this turn gets +1 this chain link. I love that as an effect, that now this is destroying on the opponent's turn, and I bet you there's going to be some like interesting interactions with messing with your opponent's like aura tokens. Like you can already scour on your opponent's turn, but if this destroys on the turn, like on your turn, you don't have a scour target. So this is an interesting like build around. Also, this Crowd Goes Wild is a zero cost 6. That's pretty good. And it's yellow. Everyone's been talking like Tough Nut, it's just going to be all blues and then Swing Rock. But here's a yellow that you can play that is pretty solid. So that's the toughness. And then confidence. Confidence is interesting. At the start of your turn, you destroy this. Then the next attack action card you play this turn can't be defended by more than 2 non-block cards. So like if you go real tall, they can throw like 2 cards in front of this, but it can't be a non-block card. Like you can't double up with like a D-React and like a normal blocking card. You know what I mean? Like you could do those and then nothing past it. So it encourages you to play block cards, which already, in my opinion, is a great thing because block cards are freaking incredible. I think they're fantastic. And I really hope that there are more block cards in this set and block cards become a thing going forward that people decide to sprinkle into their decks because of effects kind of like this. Also, suspense is spoiled. This enters the arena with 2 suspense counters. At the start of your turn, remove a suspense counter. When it has none, you destroy it. So it's like ticking down. As you would think, that's what suspense does in the palm of your hand. It is a instant aura, instant specific. Keep that in mind. You could play this at instant speed, paying 2. When this enters or leaves the arena, you draw a card. So here's a cool card design. It's an instant that blocks 3. It costs you 2, so you have to pitch a card to play it, but it's a card that replaces itself. So you're a card down because it replaces itself for the card you're pitching. Because this card comes into play, and then it will go away after 2 suspense counters tick away. And it will give you essentially that second card back when it finally does leave the arena. So depending on when you're playing this, you're getting like this, like 2 turns, instant speed draw card trigger. So it eventually replaces itself fully. But I think it's just like an interesting card design because it's also a 3 block. It's not a blue, it is a red. So like this card feels like it would be absolutely cracked if it were a blue. That's probably good balance. They also showed off Vigor and did they flip over? They did a bit with Joe. Joe's in there, which is fun. And then this card, holy crap. Did y'all read the text for this? I'll make this bigger so that you can see the top. Did you read the text for this? Read Outside Interference and just be aghast. It costs 3, it blocks 0, it attacks for 6. Instant discard this. You may reveal a reviled attack action card from your inventory and put it in your hand. You don't have to side the card in during the game. This just sides in for you. Are you kidding me? That's amazing. That is so crazy. So this opens up a lot of extra space for like, I don't even want to really call it skill expression, but in a way, I guess it is skill expression because now you have effectively 61 cards in your deck if you're playing 1 copy of this because the card you go fetch from your inventory isn't represented in your, it's like a virtual card. You can't even really call it part of your deck. It's just you're playing a 60 card deck, but you have access to 1 extra card whenever you discard this. So like that card replaces this card. Oh, I think this is so cool. Oh, that is such a cool design. The chat also effectively lost its mind when that one was revealed. I thought that was pretty bonkers. And then this card's actually pretty insane too. The bully tactics. I know we talked about this or we saw the art for it before. I think it was spoiled as well. You can pay like 3 to triple intimidate for this 3 power attack. I think that's pretty cool. They did a good job with these 4 like little spoiler things. Showing cards that are interesting and exciting. And then going on, he talked a lot about the expansion slot, which is going to be massive. And he talks about how it's going to be massive. And I am very much looking for like a pirate card or a necromancer card or like a really cool warrior card. Because warriors have gotten insane expansion. I'm just kidding. They haven't gotten insane expansion slot cards. I don't know. Unsheathed was pretty good. Unsheathed was... Anyway, Auckland is going to have some spoilers for this. Kansas City, Copenhagen, all going to have some spoilers for this. So the month of August is going to be pretty heavy, hot and heavy, if you will, for showing off the expansion slot, which I actually think is great. That's something that I don't think they did for High Seas, and I wish they done like a feature for the expansion slot. And then there's this. Instant tap, remove a suspense counter from an aura you control. Oh, not this. I'm sorry. I'm literally reading Pleiades. Here it is. It's coming up. It's coming up. They guessed the card. There it is. Standing Ovation costs 6. It's a blue. It's 8 power, and it has 3 block. It says, if 3 or more auras of suspense have left the arena this turn, this gets when this hits a hero. Take an extra turn after this one. But this is a cool balancing thing. At the beginning of the next end phase, they draw up to their intellect. So I think that's pretty cool. Oh, wait, well, actually, that doesn't apply the way I thought it did. This is doing it live, changes things. Does this function the way I think it does? When this hits a hero, take an extra turn after this one. Oh, yeah, they draw up. Yeah, so this does give the opponent the ability to draw on the second turn, end turn of the second phase. Which is a good balancing thing, because taking a second turn in Flesh and Blood, where you don't draw at the start of your turn, you draw at the end of your turn, that's a big deal. So putting this in the correct like balancing act and like giving your opponent the ability to draw after that second turn so they can actually play the game with you, I think that's cool. But what a great way to introduce that brand new mechanic of gaining an extra turn, which I think is very cool. These we've already seen. These are the Marvel versions that are going to be cold foil, which is pretty fun. They talked more about the Super Slam set. They showed off this art, which is pretty sick. Because I know people were complaining about it. This is all just like, oh, it's all just, cartoony and not really Flesh and Blood. And they had a direct rebuttal to that. And the answer is, no, it's not. Taylor is gone. So if you are a cosplayer, your last chance to actually get Taylor is in World Tour Montreal. Montreal Screwjob, the home of the Montreal Screwjob, that was such a great callback. I mean, like, if you know anything, and I don't even know a ton about wrestling, but if you know anything about it, you know that, right? So replacing Taylor is a new necromancer hero named Frankie. Make ends meet. Yes, that's right. So you can get that at Philadelphia, and it's funny because I am actually thinking about taking my whole family up with me to Philadelphia, and we were going to do a pirate cosplay together, which, I mean, come on, that'd be so fun. Like, you want to join me in doing a pirate? We'll everyone dress up as pirates, go to Philadelphia, and we'll all do it together. I think that would be freaking fantastic. Okay, what the heck? This is the most insane thing I have ever heard of. A company is supporting content creators through content creator grants. Look at this. $25,000 USD grant to support the creator ecosystem. 5 creators will receive $5,000 to level up their content in however they see fit. LSS will select creators to apply in August based on those things. This is crazy. Have you ever heard of anything like this? This is absurd. This is incredible. Like, I know that there are, companies that have supported, people that make content about their game, but never to this is like money where your mouth is moment right here. Yes, the card. No, this is it. This is an incredible thing. And there's going to be a ton of stuff that gets supported through this. Like, LSS has done content creator support packages before, but it's always felt like it would be wrong to me morally to just take those packs and then just sell them for XYZ. Even though LSS has at times been like, yeah, that's fine. We just want to support you. If you take these like cards and you just want to like sell them, that's fine. There's never been an issue in the way that LSS has approached content creators about giving these. They've always said that that's okay. But to me, it just didn't feel like that was this is literally taking away the qualms and saying, look, we're getting to the heart of it. We want you to make things and do things better and be able to feel supported in a real and tangible way. Here's a way to do that. This is crazy good. I mean, huge W to LSS. But then again, I'm biased. I'm a content creator and have been for X amount of years. So like, to me, I don't know anything at any program that has ever been anywhere close to this. Are you freaking kidding me? LSS with a massive W here, which is absolutely insane. Also, by the way, upcoming is none other than Skirmish Season 12. If you want to talk about Blitz, if you want to talk about Crack Shuffle Play, if you want to talk about the final format called LL, I think people play that. If you want to talk about those formats, specifically the Blitz format, let me know. I have been doing, well, I've played Blitz very, very, very heavily over the past year. So I know, I feel very deeply knowledgeable about the Blitz format. If you would like me to regale you with Blitz deck techs or anything like that, let me know that in a comment below, because I can get you ready for this. And trust me, I think you want to win that Scurv, because it's a gold foil Marvel Scurv. I mean, I want to win a Scurv. I want one of them Scurvs. Also, they talked about at ProQuest Yokohama, these cards will be available, which is pretty cool. Swing Big gets a reprint and a new art and an extended art feature. And then a new card called Overcrowded with Ambush. It's early in the morning. Ambush as a keyword already exists. It's on the stinking block cards from the Professor pack, right? Ambush exists, but this defends from your arsenal. That's pretty cool. I like that. Silly me. This is what you get for making a video right after waking up at 6 a.m. after an entire summer of waking up at 8. Drink coffee more, everybody. Holy crap. Hey, also, this is big. Project Blue, coming 2026. It's officially called Silver Age. I like that as a name for a format. I hope that there's some tweaks to the format, because I think this is a massive win and people clearly want to play it. I think it's going to be a good format. To me, it's a great step up to Commoner. This is a format that people need to engage with and want to engage with. I mean, I still have like locals that are trying to run Project Blue tournaments, just casual tournaments, because they want to play that format. Silver Age, coming 2026. Honestly, it can't come soon enough, but hopefully they've looked at the format and they know what they want to do with it as with regards to like ban list stuff, because to me, that's the biggest key contention. Will they be able to curb in some of those decks that just have way more cards available to them and bring them down to like the same level as some other heroes? I continue to play this format and test around with this format with like fun decks, and there's some like surprising results that you can get with what's now called Silver Age, Project Blue. So if you're hyped about that, you should be, because Project Blue I think is going to be big going forward. I would love to see them with the correct ban list and with the correct balancing. I'd love to see them incorporate this into higher tier events, not just as side events. If they were able to put Blitz in Worlds for the first Worlds, I could see them doing Silver Age as a rotating format in Worlds at some point, as like the actual World Championship format. I could see this being a real thing. I don't know. Let me know what you think about that in a comment below. This is some pretty big news. There's some pretty crazy stuff that LSS is doing. W's to them, in my opinion, because they're continuing to win. So if you enjoyed this type of content and you want to make this number go to the other number right there it is. If you would like that number to go slightly higher and to make this eventually become a 5, you're on the right train. Or boat, gravy boat, whatever. As always, everybody, thanks for watching.